I've had students that I've taught that struggled so much with this that I'll say, all right, let's go up to the top, freeze it. Now keeping all of this the same right here, I'm just gonna let this structure fall the direction of the mat.
Okay.
So we can see from a down the line view, how would this ever come over the top?
Yeah.
This is impossible for this to come over the top. And
that
as well,
feels loose, Trevor, like with your arms and hands?
That feels very tension-free.
Okay.
So I'm tension-free, but I'm maintaining the structure at the same sense.
Okay.
I'm not just letting go of everything.
Yeah.
I am staying tension-free.
We'd like to thank Element for sponsoring today's video. Nothing's gonna help you more than good hydration and good nutrition on the golf course. Poor energy levels affect strength, stamina, and focus, which I find for my students are often the biggest reasons why they struggle late into their rounds. Element is a fantastic on-the-go solution for beating dehydration. Unfortunately, most electrolyte drinks are loaded with sugar and a bunch of artificial ingredients. Element is a drink that replaces essential electrolytes without sugar, coloring, gluten, or artificial ingredients.
It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, 60 milligrams magnesium, formulated to help anyone with their electrolyte needs.
Right now, Element is offering my viewers a sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a friend.
You can get yours at drinkelement.com/ecgolf, and the deal is only available through this link.
To perform at your physical best every single day, proper hydration is key.
All right, guys, Eric here out at the Bethlehem Golf Club. Mr. Trevor Salzman back again. If you guys didn't see the last video we just did about how to lead with your hips, in today's video, we're gonna do a slightly different one, but still with the idea of learning how to slow down to start your downswing. Trevor and I were talking before about things we see, common issues with all of our students. And one of the biggest ones that comes up is going too fast with the arms too early and rushing the downswing, causing a slew of issues. So in this video, we're gonna talk about a different concept we haven't really talked about before.
No.
Different idea, different feel for you to start the downswing so you can slow down with the arms and hands and have time to get the body motions correct. With that, Trevor, if you can kind of talk us through and show us the drill that we were talking about to start the downswing and a little bit more effortless power.
Absolutely. So the arms, if we firstly look at the arms, they're a massive, massive speed lever that we have in the golf swing. Like we said, our 100-mile-an-hour analogy, body moves 5, arms move 30. There is a time and a place that we want to access and we want to use arm speed. So there's a certain drill that I'll use for a lot of players that I see, like I think Eric sees this, I see this, is on a daily basis, people steepen out the shaft. They pull it down very hard. And the problem with steepening out the shaft is when we steepen out the shaft, we lose all of our width, and we can see how much the handle is coming down at a higher rate than what the club head is. So now when I get the handle right here, the club head's still up here, and I have to choose either over the top for contact, drop it back inside for speed, and now we have all sorts of issues in regards to start line, contact, curvature control, etc.
Nothing good.
Nothing good from that. So one of the things that I like to say is obviously we've always been talking about being tension-free, getting up here, being tension-free, and slowing down the arms in the transition. So one of the ways that I like looking at it is think about if you got your arms up here and these were just gravity fed. So let's say I just let go of the club. That is the direction that the golf club's gonna wanna drop. The golf club does not. Gravity fed.
Gravity fed.
Okay. We always have that force working with us, trying to make us shorter every day. So sure. This is the direction that the golf club wants to go. We are actually fighting that by pulling the golf club this way. It's harder to actually do that than do this right here.
Okay.
So this would be more of a gravity fed transition feel. So once I get the arms, I get my arms into a pretty good structure. One of my feels that I would have is how would I actually let this fall down to where this would hit the ground right there. Okay. So as I'm doing that, you can see from a face-on standpoint, how much width am I maintaining? I'm maintaining all of my width, so that club head is still behind me. What is that going to allow my body to do now? If I just keep going with the arms, I'm going to chunk it. So what I could then do in turn is as these fall right here, this is where I can counterbalance that with getting my lead side moving and getting that out of the way to actually start to increase the acceleration naturally
Mm-hmm.
that's already being put on the arms.
So when you say the width piece, just to clarify, the width they could see from the face-on angle?
From face on.
But then the club head being behind you from the down the line.
You'll see the path and the shallowing mechanism of how that actually works.
So if we could do a double screen when he showed that, the width from face on gets the club head behind, I think that's perfect. So when you would start to do this, would you do a couple reps where you're like literally putting it into the mat?
So I've had students that I've taught that struggled so much with this that I'll say, all right, let's go up to the top, freeze it. Now keeping all of this the same right here, I'm just gonna let this structure fall the direction of the mat.
Okay.
So we can see from a down the line view, how would this ever come over the top?
Yeah.
This is impossible for this to come over the top.
And
as
that feels
well,
loose, Trevor, like with your arms and hands?
that feels very tension free.
Okay.
So I'm tension free, but I'm maintaining the structure at the same sense.
Okay.
I'm not just letting go of everything.
Yeah.
I am staying tension free, which again, that is a skill set. And that's why I would practice doing it this way first. It's like, can I maintain the same structure down to here?
Tension free with structure.
So this is gravity fed right here. This is not me trying to pull it down the direction of the mat. So that is not what we're looking for in this video. You're not trying to pull this down and chunk the living bejesus out of it.
Right.
We're trying to let this fall the direction of the mat.
It's falling down, not pulling down.
And how you'll know that you're doing this correctly is from a face-on standpoint. You will see the arms are actually maintaining their width. Where I like to look at this, it's like throwing a baseball right here. When somebody throws a baseball, you don't see the arm move this way.
Right.
This right here, this stays relatively in the same width proponent right there.
Yep.
Same thing with what we would want to see the golf swing. That allows our arc to stay more constant.
Okay.
So I always start. I'll do about 3 of these. So to go 1, 2, 3, I've got the feel of it. Now when it falls, now I'm going to start to turn with it.
Ooh, I like that. Can we see that with the ball?
Absolutely. So I'd go here. So I'm going to feel this once. I'm going to feel this twice. Now this one I'm just going to turn with it. So it's falling, and then I'm turning this way.
I got to try that, Trevor. Let me hop in there. Gravity fed. Okay, we've never done I don't think we ever said that in a video over the past 7 years before Mary. Up to the top. Let it fall down like that.
Yeah.
Let it fall. So very loose with the arms and hands.
Exactly.
And then I feel like I'm basically trying to like get my belt buckle to the target or some kind of...
Exactly. You're getting the left hip out of the way, which is starting to toe the arms back around in front of you right there.
Okay. So let me just do that time. So I'm getting a feel of the arms dropping, and then I'm getting my pelvis coming through. Ooh, Trevor. I like that. Okay. So when you pull your hips through, for someone who hasn't done that before, that was good. That was the most solid one I've hit out of the 6 or so we've hit today. I'm feeling, obviously when I let my arms drop, the club head would hit both behind the ball and inside of the ball.
Correct.
Behind and inside.
Exactly.
So when I add the hip rotation, we're saying that gets the club head then back to the...
Exactly. That's what's getting it back on plane there.
Okay.
That's what's getting the golf club back around there.
1. And that's kind of hitting the right spot back here behind my right foot.
That's perfect. Yep.
Taking that same feel and getting my hips into it. Gravity fed. Yeah, that feels really nice. So for someone too, if you're someone watching who you're like, hey, what's your grip pressure? And you're like 20 out of 10 and you feel like you're rushing to start down, I think that's an incredible feel to do. And honestly, you can do that right in your pre-shot routine when they go play. You can do that when you go practice. But taking the tension out, letting the arms fall gravity fed first, and then learning how to get the hip motion second. We're gonna try and keep this video from being 30 minutes long, so I think that's pretty good.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
If you guys have any questions, as always, we're gonna do some more here today. Leave us a comment down below. Trevor's info will be in the description down below if you wanna go see him for in-person lessons, online lessons. Obviously, 3rd time filming in 6 months, comes highly recommended. Appreciate you being out here, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks.